It's the untold true story about a Japanese spy and a Japanese-American spy hunter and how they played a role in Pearl Harbor. But this isn't on the screen. It's jumping off the pages of this new book, Ghosts of Honolulu, and you'll recognize one of the men helping to bring this story to life. Joining me now are authors Mark Harmon and real-life retired NCIS Special Agent Leon Carroll, Jr. Good morning to both of you. Thank you for being with us.
Morning. Good morning. How are you?
We're great here in Detroit. Now, Mark, I'm going to start with you. How did you get into researching this story? Because people obviously know you from the show NCIS, and this is the real thing.
Well, in the beginning, I did what actors do, which is try to research this agency called NCIS, and there was not much information you could find. So 19 years ago, I met Leon Carroll, who is the technical advisor on the show, a real NCIS agent, recently retired. And my relationship with him daily for the last 19 years is really where my respect started, not only for him, but for the agency and for the people who do this kind of work. We talked about this at some point, about the idea of doing the real. This series originally was based on real stories, real cases. Then television shows become television shows, and the history of the agency always was important to me as a story to tell. And Douglas Wada and this story is the first in the development of what eventually became NCIS. So it seemed like an appropriate place to start.
All right. So Leon, then in your own words, please set the scene for what people will read in your book.
Well, first, I won't give out any big-time secrets because I want them to read the book, but I think this is something that they should think about, not necessarily what they would have seen in the TV show, which is a homicide, which is something that NCIS does, but that's not the main thing we do. This is the origins of the agency, and what they'll see is a special agent, first Japanese-American special agent going back to 1938, who did what we did back then, and that was counterintelligence and counterespionage operations. And I think they will follow his life and see how important that was to the security of our nation during World War II and afterwards.
He was really the right guy in the right place at the right time with the right specific skill set to do this very individual job. And the book is about that story.
All right. Now, Mark, we've got the book and we're going to learn more about that story, but you played an agent on NCIS for 18 seasons. What's it like for you to learn about these true life NCIS stories?
Well, I played a fictional agent, okay? And Gibbs might do some things that Leon did in his life as an agent, but I don't know. I think the interrogation part of Gibbs was very much like Leon, or somewhat, a little bit, maybe. Okay.
Gibbs had his own thing.
But you know what happens is you end up having great respect for the people who do this job for real. That's what I was left with, because at the end of the day, it's a really hard job, and it's not done for money, and it's not done for notoriety. It's done because you care about your country and you care about the quiet work that these individuals do. So to tell that story, to introduce those people who do this job, and believe me, the information that we talk about in this book and we reveal in this book is not information that I had any access to without Leon. So it's a partnership that I respect. It's a man who I worked with for 20 years every day. And our respect for each other grew from that, and this seems like an appropriate story to tell to me.
Well, it's going to be great to see how your work together has evolved through this book. The book is Ghosts of Honolulu, and it's available now everywhere books are sold. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being with us this morning.